Howdy, Mike McCoy here. Well, today is mine and Mary Ruth's 44-year anniversary. 44 years that woman's put up with me. This time 44 years ago, I was an excited little feller, I'll guarantee you. I was an apprentice millwright at this time. I like maybe a year and a half being a top millwright. And this was right during our shutdown. And shutdown is when the plant would close down for vacation. And it was the week before, the week of, and the week after July the 4th. And in maintenance, that's when we worked the most. For the plant was down, we could get in and we could work on this stuff. And to get a day off in shutdown is just unheard of. I mean, if your parent or somebody close family member died, you might get a day off or not, but you was expected to work. They didn't, that was the most important 3 weeks of the year as far as we was concerned. And I really wanted to get married the day after her birthday, and I knew this was in shutdown, and I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. And I went to my boss man and I told him, I said, you reckon there's any way I can get off a half a day tomorrow? He said, what do you want? I said, I want to go get married. And he said, well, let me study on it and I'll get back to you. And I thought, he ain't going to let me off. And he come back in about 10 minutes. He said, I'll tell you what, you can have a whole day off. I said, really? He said, yep. Said, you can have tomorrow off, it'll be fine. Said, I've talked it over with the main man, he said it'd be okay. So I had that Thursday off. Get up, and I'd done rented us a place in a trailer park of all places. I hated it over there. But anyway, I got up early that morning and went by my grandmother's and got her and my aunt. They was the witnesses to it, and went over and got Mary Ruth, and we went to Marshall, the county seat. And went down there and got married. And we got back home probably around 1 o'clock, 12 or something other. And first thing we done is went to the grocery store and got us some groceries. And we was man and wife. And that was on a Thursday. Well, the following, and I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 12 hours a day. And Monday, Mary Ruth went to work on second shift at a plant. And the whole week of July the 4th, we just didn't see one another, hardly any. I was going in at Selman, getting off of Selman at night, and by the time I got home, got a shower and stuff, I was going to bed, for I was just whipped. For my job during shutdown, the whole time I was there, was to work on the steam-driven turbines and generators. We had 2 generators, and we'd tear one down one year and one down the next. And it was 12 hours, usually swinging a 10-pound hammer, beating them bolts loose. We had what they call driving wrenching. Anyway, we'll work the whole week, July the 4th, then work the next Saturday and Sunday, and the whole week after July the 4th. And finally got a Saturday off. And I was whipped. I mean, everybody that done that job was just drained by that time. For it was better than 100 degrees there in that generator room. And I mean, it was just hard work. And got the Saturday off. Mary Ruth come in at 11 o'clock at night and we went to bed. She woke me up pretty early the next morning. On Saturday morning, she said, we need to go help Daddy hoe his tobacco out. And anybody that knows me, anybody knows that I hate farming with a purple passion. I do not like to farm. Mary Ruth does good to this day to get me out there in the garden doing anything. Anyway. Then I was newly married and stuff. I thought, well, what the heck, I'll do it. And to add insult to injury, that night, before Mary Ruth had come in, I drunk probably a pint of white liquor, and I was pretty much shot when she got home. So here I was, wore out and hung over. So we go there the next morning, and we start in that backer patch, hoeing backer. I was absolutely miserable. I was beginning to wonder if I hadn't made a major mistake of getting married, just to be honest with you. For my grandmother told me, she said, now them holes will work you to death. And I thought, you can't work me to death, for I won't do it. But anyway, there I was. And her sister started planning our next weekend. She looked over there and she said, yeah, I said, that hay's getting ready to cut. Said, we'll put that up next weekend. And I know she was talking to me. I just knowed it. And they usually square bale about 500 bales hay when they put it up. And I thought, fat boy, if you don't open your mouth now, it ain't going to get no better. And I looked there and I said, we won't be here next weekend. She said, why not? I said, we've got things to do. I won't be here. And Mary Ruth won't either. She puffed up like a big frog. And from that moment on, I don't think I was a big fan of Mary Ruth's family. But at that point, I didn't care. I mean, I just worked 3 hard weeks, 12 hours a day. Had one day off, and that's the day I got married. And if they didn't have no more respect for me than to expect to put me in that backer patch, I thought, no, if you don't care, if you ain't got no more respect for me, I ain't fooling with you. And I didn't. Never did have no more. And I got along with her family pretty good, just got along. Mary Ruth had another sister, and her husband, they was over there every weekend to help him farm and do this and that. And they wound up getting everything Mary Ruth's mom and daddy had, and that's fine with me. I don't care. If I don't earn it, I don't want it. And but I wasn't gonna go over there and kill myself for nothing. That was my first experience, and I hated that trailer park. God, that was just miserable. And my aunt come to me and she said, how about you moving it back in with Granny? Said, we need somebody to be there with her. And said, you won't have to pay no rent or nothing. All you got to do is just move in. And we did. And that worked good for a little while. But Granny is strong-willed, and Mary Ruth's definitely strong-willed. And you can't put 2 strong-willed women in the same house. They just could not get along. It just wasn't working. I'd still be there if it had been left up to me. For heck, wasn't paying no rent, wasn't even paying the light bill. I mean, we had money coming out the yin-yang for both of us working. I had a real good job, and she had a good job. And we was on the lake every weekend just having a big old time. But that didn't work out. I'll never forget her and Granny got into it one night there, and Granny come stomping through there, and she said, well, you're just going to have to move. I said, this just ain't working. I said, I agree 100%, Granny. I said, give me 1 week and we will be out of here. For I'd put up with it as long as I was going to. And that was on a weekend night, either Friday or Saturday night. Monday, I went and looked at a house. Tuesday, we closed on it. And that following Friday, we started, we might have started moving in it. For it was right at Christmas time. We moved in the week after Christmas and before New Year. And I think it blowed Granny's mind, and everybody that noticed mine. I had enough saved up to make a down payment on the house. But Mary Ruth, since we got married, we'd been married 2 years. And she had raised 2 backer patches, and we saved every penny of that. And she worked public jobs too, but she got pregnant with Shannon. And Shannon was born in 76, and this was 76 when we moved. And during this whole time, I tried to buy an acre off my aunt to build us a house. I tried to get that land up above me off my mother. Couldn't do no good with neither one of them. My mother, oh, we're going to give you that, we're going to give you that. I'm 66 years old and I still ain't got it, and I'll never have it. My sister will sell that here in the next 6 months, and that's fine with me. I don't care. But buying that house is probably the smartest move I ever made in my life. For I was definitely the happiest right there I've ever been. I was close to my work. I had a little garage to work out of. We really done well there at that place. Mary Ruth stayed home, took care of the kids. She was a stay-at-home mom. But that was the beginning. And I guess now we're getting closer to the end than we was the start. But we've had a good life, me and that woman. I pretty much made a mistake when I started logging. We about starved to death doing that, and we about starved to death a time or two of sawmilling. But I'd have probably been better off to have stuck with my tools, but I know the bleachers is going to go under. And I decided I wanted to do something on my own, and I went into logging, and I didn't know nothing about it. If I'd have known something about it, I would have been a whole lot more successful, but I didn't. I guess I was trained on the job. And sawmilling, when I bought my first sawmill, I think I'd sawed one board on a sawmill. But we just kept plodding along. We've done all right, and still doing all right. So, but that's the story of the beginning of me and Mary Ruth Hoyle McCoy.